Hello, this is Crystal, Stitching in the Green Mountains. Welcome to my Flosstube channel. This is where I talk about cross-stitch projects that I'm working on and possibly sewing or knitting, quilting projects. I usually add those at the end, so if you'd like to join me for cross-stitch, we will jump in. Today is Friday, October 8th, 2021. I was hoping to record a video last Friday, but I spent the morning at the DMV with my youngest son, and then after that I just wasn't feeling well, so I didn't record, and I still am a little bit hoarse and nasally, so hopefully that's not too bad today in the sound. So yeah, so we'll catch up. I did get a lot of stitching done because I didn't feel well last weekend. I ended up canceling plans that we had scheduled on Friday night. We had dinner with friends scheduled, and I canceled that. And then Saturday, I was supposed to go to a birthday party for my niece who turned 12, and I was not up to that either. So I ended up staying home, laying low. It was kind of a rainy, dreary, cold weekend. So my husband built a fire in the fireplace, and I just, snuggled in to my stitching chair next to the fire and got a lot of good stitching in. So I will show you that today. And first, I wanted to share with you my fully finished object, which is a piece that I've shared with you in the past, but it's now fully finished. It is called Plain and Fancy. Well, it's Plain and Fancy Collection. 'Tis a Lovely Bird. It's by Homespun Elegance, and this is the cover sheet on the pattern. Those beautiful blue bird there with the butterflies. So that was the pattern, and this is the finished piece. It just came back from the framers. Let's see if we can get it without too much glare from my doors over there. Looks like, I don't know, got quite a bit of glare off the doors. That looks better. Yeah, so I was pleased with that. And that will hang in my bedroom. Yeah, the equipment is hanging equipment there in the back. So this was done by my local framers, Axel's, and they've done framing for me in the past. And Whitney, the owner, we used to work at a company together. So when I picked this up, she actually wasn't really happy with it. So she ended up taking it apart. She did some additional work on it. When I went back to pick it up the second time, she's looking at it and she goes, "Oh, there's a hair under it." So she had to take it apart again. And so she did put a lot of extra effort into this. So I was very happy with it. So that is 'Tis a Lovely Bird. So I'm excited to get that hung up. And the other piece I wanted to share with you is this wedding sampler piece that I've been working on through the summer for my cousin Meg and her husband Joey. They got married in August, and this sampler piece is now complete. So that is their last name. Their wedding date is August 14th, 2021. So it just has this beautiful scroll work across the top, and then, reverse image at the bottom. So this one I will take back down to Axel's and have Whitney frame this one as well. So actually that's where it's going later on today. And sorry for stepping out of the frame here. I had so many things piled up this morning, I thought I better stand rather than sitting. So hopefully I don't have papers rustling, and the sound is okay. So one of the things I picked up, I hadn't worked on in a month or so, and so this is from Hello by Liz Mathews. It is called Gather Here. I just thought that was a great saying. Gather here with grateful hearts. It feels a little bit kind of Thanksgiving-like, so that just made me want to bring it out and work on it a little bit more. So here's what the piece looks like. I did do a little bit of ironing this morning, just very lightly, so that I can get some of the hoop rings out, but not intensively. So here is that piece. It's got the bird. So what have I done here? I finished the connection on this wing here, finished the belly, added the legs. I'm working across the top of this wing. So this one is stitched 2 over 2, and this is 32 count vintage country mocha. Vintage country mocha. I stuck the little tag inside my project bag so I wouldn't forget what it was. 36 count vintage country mocha, Edinburgh linen. The piece is 18 by 27 because it's a very long piece. So that's what that is, and it is stitched with the called for DMC floss, which is number 3799. That is where that one is. So I'll keep working on that one. And this next piece, I have to say, I watched Annie from the Proper Stitcher this morning, and she asked a question, how many whips do you have and what is your favorite? That was really difficult. But when it came down to it, I had to say this was my favorite. So this is Teresa Kogut, Newcastle Bouquet. And I just love this. This was my birthday start. So I started this one in May of 2021. And I put quite a bit of time in it over the weekend when as I said, I sat by the fire and stitched. So here's where this is. So I was able to bring, let's see if I can get this, there we go. So I think I added more of the color on these border flowers. And then I added, what did I add here? Oops, kind of making a mess. I added the O and I started the P in the alphabet here, and then I got the bird, and then I extended some of the border as well. So bring that in. There we go. Now I did make a mistake in the bird, and I had already stitched so much of this red that I didn't want to take it out. So I put an extra row in right in here. So when you get to the brown, you can kind of tell there's a little jog. It's not quite a smooth descent as it should be, but I looked at the pattern and I can make an adjustment on the branch and the flowers that are sitting below the bird, so I can kind of get that back in line. Yeah, I just didn't want to take back that much red stitching. So that is stitched on, see if I can remember here. I usually thought I had the tag inside the bag. I might not have that information here today. Oh, actually, I know it's the called for. So it's 40 count. Weeks Dye Works straw. So that is the color straw. And this is a Weeks by Zweigert. It has the orange on here. And I think I've said this in the past, but yeah. And it's being stitched with all of the called for floss, which is Classic Colorworks and DMC, and then a couple of Weeks Dye Works flosses in there. So I have to say that one is my favorite. So I'm hoping to make more progress this weekend. The next one has been kind of a fun project. I am actually moving along much faster than I anticipated on this piece. It's not a huge piece. This is Threadworks Primitive Beggar's Night. There we go. If I can get the words out. It's a little bit of a tongue twister this morning. And there's that. See, it says October 31st. It's got the raven with a white pumpkin in the urn. All the pumpkin leaves there. And that one is fun because October 31st is my husband's birthday. Excuse me just one moment. I'm going to drop down. I dropped the fabric on the floor, so I'm going to grab that. There we go. I'm back. Sorry about that. Kind of a problem with standing, huh? Let's see. So here's where we're at. So I was able to add in, let's see. I put in the raven this week, over this past, this week actually. Finished up the pumpkin. I've got all these stems in there. I did have to frog one of the leaves that I had in over here because I realized I missed 3 or 4 stitches on the stem, which meant the leaf was in the way of that orange frame around the number 31. So I think that looks great. And this is, what is this fabric? This is, this is a good question. I don't recall what this was off the top of my head. I know I use all of the called for floss. It's a 32 count. Yeah, I don't know. Right now that's a mystery. I have to look back in my notes, and I don't have that notebook open to that page. So rather than digging through it, I'll look it up for later. If you're interested, let me know. Well, you'll see it again. You'll see it again. I'm working on that one pretty regularly throughout the month of October. I didn't think I would have it done by the end of October, but as quickly as it's going, I think I will. So happy with that one. And then the last piece that I spent a little bit of time on, I think I spent maybe one evening, is a Prairie Schooler pattern. Country Seasons is the name of the pattern. And I am working on the summer season piece. So this is the cover sheet. So summer is this one here. Yellow house. And that's actually what I was working on, is adding and filling in the yellow on the house. So I just finished this side. I have to put the windows in over here and fill that in. But yeah, just one evening. That was kind of quick. But a little tiny bit of progress on that piece. This is 32 count lamb's wool. And these are the called for DMC floss. And those are 2 strands of floss over 2 strands of linen. So a little bit more progress on that. And I know last time I want to thank everybody who commented. I had a couple of commenters on which item I should start, or which piece I should start. So I had a couple votes on the Lizzie Kate piece, and I will actually start that one this year. It's one of my next starts. Now that I finished the wedding piece, then I can work on that other small Lizzie Kate piece. So next time you should be able to see that. That should be a fast stitch and easy to complete. So thank you for those comments. I appreciate that. and I did a little bit of shopping. I knew I had said last time that I had the urge to shop. I refrained quite a bit, but not completely. So let me share with you what I got. This first item that I purchased has a funny little story. My niece, who just turned 12 last weekend, came to my house one day after school. My sister and her husband were out of state and weren't going to be back to pick her up after school. So she came here and I was working on my cross stitch, and she had her knitting because I taught her last year how to knit, and she's been working on that. And she kept watching me do cross stitch, and she said, "Oh, Crystal, what are you doing? How are you doing that?" And she kept asking questions. And she goes, "Can I try it?" So I went and I found a pattern that I had in the house, and I had some Aida fabric in the drawer. So I brought the supplies out, and she started doing the cross stitch, and she took it home with her. And since my sister cross stitches, I told Teresa, I said, "You can help her with this one." But there were some like 3/4 stitches in that particular pattern, so I thought it maybe was a little bit more advanced than what she could do as a beginner, 12-year-old beginner. So I went on to 1 through 3 stitch, and I found this very cute little polar bear. I didn't take it out of the plastic because, well, it's a gift, so I didn't want to take a chance of tearing the packaging. So it's a little 3x3 polar bear. It's all crosses, just a few changes of color. So I thought that would be fun for her. Polar bears are her favorite. She just loves polar bears. So I got that for her, along with a piece of 14 count gray Aida fabric. It's actually a really pretty color. So that is a birthday gift for her. I'm actually going to see her Sunday. I think I'm going to actually sew a project bag. The fabric, I don't think I can show it very well today, but I'm going to sew her a project bag with bears on it, and put that all together with a little needle and give that to her. So that was one thing that I received. And then the other, there's 2 more items that I purchased. This next one, oh, I couldn't resist. I have seen it multiple times on Evertote. I think it's Carolyn with Evertote has been working on this piece, and each time she shows it, I just gush. I'm like, oh, it's so beautiful. The last time I saw it, I had to pause the video and go order it. It is Modern Folk Embroidery Red Berries. That is, there we go. Anyway, it says Merry Christmas. Right now, I don't have plans to start this one this year. I put this on my list to work on in 2022, so I'm not sure when I'm actually going to start it, but it is so beautiful. I just love that pattern. And I ordered the floss as well, the Leo and Roxy floss, and I should have opened this. I'm sorry for the crinkles. I should have taken it out. These colors are so beautiful. There we go. Yeah. Oh, that red is gorgeous. So those are the Leo and Roxy floss from Evertote. They came with the Modern Folk Embroidery pattern. Now I did go through, because I have it, halfway kitted, I thought, well, let's see if I can find a fabric. It calls for 32 count linen, or 16 count Aida. And I think it gives you the options. Let me see. I think it gives you 2 different sizes. The 14, no, 32 count linen or 16 count Aida. And it gives you the finished size measurements. So looking through my fabrics to see what I had, I do have another piece of 32 count lamb's wool, and the colors look nice on here, I think. So I'm not positive if this is what I will use, but I just set this piece of fabric aside with the pattern just in case that's what I end up going with. So there was that. And I hope this isn't making too much crinkly sound here below the camera. And this other one I didn't take out of the package either. I ordered this next pattern on Etsy from what is the name? Hand Dyed by Rolanda is the Etsy shop that I ordered this from. And this pattern, I saw this one on another Flosstube video. Right now I cannot remember whose video I saw it on. Yeah, I'm not positive, but it's called Our Anniversary. So I really liked that. So this is one of those attached like photo pieces. I really liked it. Next year is my husband's and my 25th wedding anniversary. So I thought that this would be a really nice piece to commemorate that. You know, it has the place for your year of your wedding and then the anniversary year. And then it's got there's initials in here next to the years. There's initials on both sides. And then there's initials down here as well. So there's different ways I can lay that out. I just ordered a piece of fabric from Traditional Stitches in Canada. So that one will be arriving here in the next couple of weeks. And then the silks that are recommended, and I want to go with a red because that's what drew me to this. Red was our wedding color. Red, and I think all the bridesmaids had red dresses, and then mine was ivory, and my husband, guys all, of course, wore their black suits, but so I want to go with a red for that since that was one of our wedding colors. So those were my purchases, and then not on a cross stitch, but the other thing that came in the mail was my quarterly issue of Ply magazine. This is my spinning magazine. Oh, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous magazine. It's got so much information in it, and I love it when those come out. So I'm gonna have to snuggle under the covers one evening and read. So I'm excited about that. And then I received as a gift from my mother, thank you, Mom, this table runner she made. Let's see, it's going to be a little difficult to show, but I'll put it, let's see, I'll step back so you can kind of see. It's got all these points on it. It's nice and long. I have a long dining room table. It seats 12, so you see the fabric. It's these pumpkins and pine cones with a gold, oops, I've got it upside down. It's a directional fabric, so she did tell me that. There we go. It's so pretty. The pumpkins and the pine cones and the leaves. Oh, I love it. So that's on one side, and then the other side is chickadees. So it's holiday. Chickadees and holly berries. So that's the other side. And my house has, well, you can see the green walls, and then I've got red in the kitchen and kind of this yellowy color in the bathroom and my bedroom. So it's just, the colors they go in my house perfectly. all the furniture in my house is this dark, well, yeah, the couch and chairs are all this dark brown wood and the china cabinet, but my dining room table is a light colored oak and all the trim is light colored oak. So these go perfectly. We've got the light browns and the dark browns and, oh, love it. Thanks, Mom. I will enjoy that. So what else do I have to show you? I have been sewing. I was trying to work on little zippered pouches, and I'm gonna reach over here behind the camera and grab a few of them. There we go, excuse me for that. So the first one, this is beautiful fabric. This was on a clearance sale, 50% off at the quilt shop, and I just lined it with a white lining. Nice neutral cream zipper. I put the little zipper tabs on the ends. Got a little about 2-inch box bottom. So there's that one. And then I've got this other autumn fabric. I think I shared this fabric with you before. I'm going to make a project bag for myself out of this. But I did this one. The corners didn't come out so well on this one. It was a little tricky. This one I lined with more of an autumn colored leaf fabric, kind of cream, very neutral. And this one, which is my favorite fabric, just love it. Blues, I love blues. I'm disappointed on my corners on this one too, but again, box bottom. This one I think is just white lining. Yeah, white lining. So those, and then I made one for my husband. There we go. Deer, moose. This North American game. Yeah, North American game, large and small. So I made one for him. I put a little tab with a little D-ring on the end, and I lined his with this same kind of leaf fabric, and his is for his little camera chips and his trail camera card reader attaches to his phone. So I know the kids have been in the house looking for those, and they're just scattered in his top dresser drawer, and they've been all over the place. So now he has a place to contain them. And I did a little bit smaller box bottom on this one, just so it can stand upright in his drawer. So I have a pile of fabric here behind the camera, which is why I'm standing today, trying to have a little bit more room. My dining room table is full of fabric and zippers and, oh goodness, lots of sewing accessories, my cutting mat and scissors and pins and clover clips. So I can make more of these zippered pouches for Christmas gifts. And I know I've got 3 sons. One is married, so my daughter-in-law and my other son's girlfriends will all get these. And then my youngest son actually asked for one of the deer pouches for himself. I have a bunch of wool from Johnson Wool and Mill upstairs in a tote in my cold storage, and I may dig that out and do some wool pouches for the guys, for all the boys. My husband called them possibles bags. I'm not sure. It's just different hunting accessory things that they would put in them. So I may do that over the next week or so. So I've got that going on. It's a time of year I start thinking about the holidays and what am I going to sew. And then my dining room table is covered probably until like close to Thanksgiving. Yikes. Yeah, I need to get a better handle of that this year. So anyways, I'm not going to ramble on too much more. It's been a busy few weeks and I've got, a lot more projects going. The weather is getting cooler. The leaves are at peak foliage here this weekend. It's beautiful outside. I don't know if I'll have any photos to put in of the foliage at the end of this video, but maybe the next one. What I will include at the end of this video is my husband's and my photos from Moortown, the town of Moortown, Vermont, in our 251 club. So 251 towns in the state of Vermont. So you travel to all the different towns, and you know, we just kind of walk through and look around and take photos. And we're both very familiar with the town, been through it thousands of times. But we stopped this time, walked around, took pictures. So I will include some of the photos of our little walk here at the end of this video. So I hope you enjoy those. And I think that's everything. So I will try to record again in 2 weeks' time. And until then, thank you for watching. I hope everyone stays well. Take care. Thanks. Bye.